dude. Botswana. Gosh. Oh, papagena. Potemkin na poka.
This is the cinemas. Have some respect.
Ma che ne vuole movies? Hush! Tomato. Look at you!
You again.
No! Milano, papadan, okay. Wow! Shish! Pure back alla macchina!
That's it, buddy. You're out of here.
No! Oh, hey, le movies! Papi! Stopa! Macarena, shush!
That's enough, fella. Move that tookin'.
Les movies! Bello, backflash!
Oh, well, if it isn't Mr. Peanut again. Out you go. They do not pay me enough to deal with this baloney. Get up, get out.
Oh, c'est les pouillards! Bayou pudding! Oh, shh! Choucha! Sniffa, les potes, snip, chat! Stoppa la Macarena! Bow! Okay.
Well, if it isn't Mr. Talks Too Much.
Oh, la potaine.
Hello. Time to go, Gabby Goose.
Right there! Every one of the cities gets a shot at being sharp live on my screen!
Don't you look so worried, face? I've got one for you.
Time to put your walking boots on.
Okay. Wow! Meow! Shish!
Oh dear. We seem to have gone for wrong camera. Okay, let's go that one. There we go. So, good evening and welcome to another Scale Model Ninja. Tonight we'll be carrying on with the Mortis engine. And yeah, the bench is a bit of a mess. But I have been busy bee this week. I've actually rearranged the man cave a little bit. That's a bit tidier. I can move around a bit more. So that makes a big difference. So yeah, I haven't done a lot on the actual Mortis engine, which I said I was going to try and move it along a bit more than I thought it would do. But yeah, so I got caught up with doing a little tank instead. It's a Walker Bulldog, but with Taiwanese markings, just to make it a bit different. I managed to get the markings and the mantlet cover from a good friend called Panzer Cat. So yeah, and I've also started on an M109 for a big gun. And there he is himself, Mr. Panzer Cat's just joined us. Good evening. So yeah, been a bit of a strange week this week. The old missus is away down at her mother-in-law's. She's having fun and games, doing lots of walking. Let's just change the lights a bit. Get rid of the glare of it. There we go. So yeah, we've got those two things done, and I did a little piece of Lego with my son on his stream on Saturday. Well, last Saturday, I should say. That was this thing, which is the Unimog and Speedboat for Coast Guard sets. So while he did his night bus, so that's what he was been playing around with, and he's got that completed. And then Dad's going to actually put the lighting set into it. So yeah, that should be all fun and games. Now, on a sort of like serious note, just to help my channel along and get people like looking at what they want to see on it, I'd like to know if there's anything you'd like me to do, i.e. like inbox reviews of different kits, or sort of like painting something different each week, where I can move off of what I'm doing now and do something different. Or would you like me to carry on the way I am? Now, that's entirely up to you. I'm quite happy to try doing some of the things different and help the channel sort of like grow a bit more if people would like to see that sort of thing. So yeah, I mean, it's entirely up to you on that one. I have got quite a good collection of different stuff to do. I have just recently had a Canis Rex night, or night Canis Rex. So I can do an inbox review of that and then release that on my channel if people are interested. But other than that, it's up to you really, as I say. I'm quite happy to do things like that. So if it helps, then yeah. So what have we been up to other than tidying up the man cave area and sorting out and making space for other things? I have just basically been potting around with the tanks, and I've sort of lost a bit of mojo really, and that's why I've not really done anything on this. It's been a bit of a struggle in a way. Just had a bit of a bad couple of days, but there we go, we move on. I have had a couple of things come in this week. One is a Vallejo colour shift set. Now, this I got from a good friend. He sort of traded some paints with me, and those have all been in, but I'll be getting them mainly so I can actually do a very big Gundam set, which I don't normally do the big ones, because I can't afford them. But it was given to me as a present. And to say it's a bit on the large size, I'm going to use them on this thing, and I think it's going to be quite a interesting build when it's going to be a colour shift paint set. I don't really want to do it in the red colour because I think everybody in there under the sun does them the same colour as what it does on the box. So I'm just going to play around and just use different colours just to see how it turns out. Now, even though I said I haven't really done a lot on this, which I haven't, I have got a couple of small bits done. And one of them is just a little shield thing there and a couple of spears. And I was in the process of actually doing one of the little short daggers, or short swords I should say. So yeah, I've got them mostly done. Yeah, just one of them puzzling nice, mate. Not completely with it. Don't know why, but there we go. What else have we had coming in? Most of the stuff that I have had come in, I've actually put away into the stash, and it's sort of now been settled. But the M109, that was donated to me by Mr. Panzercat himself, because it's going to be built as a memorial build for a friend of mine that sadly died recently. So that's what I'm going to be doing that one for, because hopefully I should be able, I've got all these squad markings for his regiment, everything like that for the guns. So I'll be doing it for him basically, and then I'll probably hand it over to his family with a little bit of a diorama and that sort of thing for him. So yeah, shall we go into do the admin part now? The bit that I don't really like doing, but there we go. Now, if you wish to support this channel, you may do so by going to my Patreon link, which is somewhere in the description. Which is, I think it's scalemodelninja/patreon.com, something like that. You can also support me through PayPal with scalemodelninja, and then you can also support me by buy me a coffee. All the links should be somewhere in the description. And as I said before, anything that comes through the buy me a coffee link will go to my son for his Lego sets. So that just helps him along with that one. So we'll go into chat now the admin part's done. I think it's just that I struggle when it comes to that part, because I don't really like doing it, but there we go. It all helps in the long run. There is going to be a few benefits when I sort them out fully for Patreon members. There will be some stickers coming soon, and maybe some merchandise, i.e. mugs and that sort of thing at a later date. So first of all, we have Marcus Brunning saying good evening Ross and good evening chat. Good evening Marcus and welcome to the stream. And then we've got Panzercat in saying hi Ross, so good evening Panzercat. And he's also saying hi to Marcus, and then we've got Marcus saying hi to Panzer, and we've got Marcus saying I love that paint scheme. Yep, thank you. And we've got Sprue and Blue in saying hi Ross, good evening David and welcome to the stream. And we've got Marcus saying hi to David, and he's also saying sweet paint set, thank you. And then we've got yay merch. So yeah, there's one other thing I forgot to mention. We will be having a charity auction on one of my Facebook pages, and that's the Airedale Wharfdale Scale Modelers charity page. And there is, I think at the moment, about 25 kits coming up in that auction, and all money is was raised from it, and I mean all of it bar the postage money, or whatever it's going to cost postage, will be going to charity. I don't keep any of it in any way, shape or form, and that will be going to support the, as I said, the Yorkshire Veterans Modern Association, and they are there to help support veterans of the armed forces, as well as the police and ambulance service, fire service as well. So anybody that served the public, basically, in that way. Yeah, so hopefully I will do a short video on some of the things that are coming up into the auction. I will also then put a link in to the Facebook page, and I'll get that on my good lady when she gets back from her jollies onto that. So yeah, hopefully we'll get it all going. Now, as I said, there is a thing that I want to try and get sort of page a bit better known. So as I said, if you've got any ideas, I'm more than willing to take them on, and yeah, crack on with them and see what I can do to help get everything better. So we'll go down to dash cam, or mat cam I should say. And there we go. Oh, it's moved over a bit now. There we go. So as you can see, the bench is in a bit of a mess because we'll be doing bench everywhere. Back on now. There we go. A bit more light on the situation. So as I said, I've got the lancers done at the moment. They've got to be washed over yet, so to give them like the bones and everything like that. But I'll probably do that when I've actually got them all together. Now I've been playing around with two different greens, and one of them is the X-ray flame, and the other, wherever I put it, oh, it's over there, is the technical Tesseract Glow. Now this one actually glows in the dark when you put a blue light onto it. So that's now, I use that as a base coat, and then I went over the top of that one. So, and then I'm going to go over with the Korra white, just to dry brush over it, and then hopefully that will sort of blend onto there and just highlight it, give it a bit more highlight onto it. And then you'll get another wash of Agric Surf Shade or Rectangular Shade, one or two. Don't know yet. We'll see what it looks like later on. Mark is going, yay merch. And then he's saying, sharing is caring, keep those thumbs up. Yes, please do. It all helps with the channel, keeps it well better known, and helps with the statistics. Be much appreciated. A minute. Oh. Yeah, we go. And we've got David saying hi to Marcus. So I'm just doing some of the smaller bits at the moment today, because then it's moving it along a little bit, and we're doing the shield. So what I want now is red. Because I don't want all the shields in the same colour. Yeah, I've been left on me Todd with the missus going down to Norfolk. I've now got looking after the two midgets. At the moment, safely snoring their heads off upstairs, which is a good thing, really. But I mean, they've not really caused any hassles this week, which I'm quite happy about. I've been very well behaved, really. We had a nice little walk down to town this morning. And I'm not really so happy with the fact that our local WH Smiths is shutting down, which is where I get my issues of the Imperium magazine from Hachette Parkworks. And yeah, so they're shutting down. So I went in there for this week's issue, and it hasn't seemed to have arrived. But yet the shop's not shutting down till September. So I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, I'm not overly happy about that. So I've been in and had a chat with the guy where I get my paints from. He's a local tool shop. But he also does Warhammer. Now I've had a word with him, and he's going to see if he can actually get hold of the Hachette Parkworks for us. And if so, we can let then the local WH Smiths know, so that because there's quite a good following for it around locally, and it means we can then let WH Smiths know, and the people that are actually buying the Imperium box set, well, the Imperium set from Hachette, can then go to him and get it instead. So he's diversifying from just being a tool shop to a local Warhammer shop as well. Which I'm hoping he will, because it just help me out no end, as they say. Okay, so now the shaking shield. I'm not too worried about going over onto the raised parts, because I'm going over them bits with a different colour anyway. I think next week I might just take a week off from this and do one of the other smaller figures, I think. But I've got plenty to choose from the figures that I have got in stock. Because these longer builds can be quite tedious in a way, especially when you're watching it from me doing sort of like little bits here and there. I mean, I don't build like other people do, where they just build it all together and then paint it in when it's all built. I paint as I build. You got Panda Cat saying hi, Sprue Hugs. Marshall saying Tornado 1 and Tornado 2. Yeah, they both are. They're certainly keeping me on my toes, as they say. That's the one thing. Certainly been a fun time having them two running around like lunatics. But yeah, I mean, Draven caught his brother out today. Big style, because we had our shopping delivered. Now, people that actually deliver our shopping are now putting freezer packs in with the food for keeping the chilled food nice and cold, and the other stuff like hopefully partly frozen still. So yeah, the youngest one thought it'd be highly hilarious to sneak up behind his older brother with one of these said freezer packs and shove it on his back. And there's me, unbeknownst to what I was doing, because I was doing like loading the freezer up and everything and getting stuff put away. And I just heard this almighty scream. And then all I heard was this very evil little giggle. I think, oh God, what's he done now? Come out of the kitchen and find that he's snuck up behind his brother with his freezer pack. So yeah, it's quite interesting to say the least. His brother didn't appreciate it though, for some strange reason. I understand why. But I couldn't really tell him off because I was actually in fits of giggles myself at the time. So yeah, that didn't help. Now we've got Michael Naven in saying, hello Ross, Marcus and all in chat. And all people in chat. Good evening Michael and welcome to the stream. And then we've got Marcus saying hi to Michael. As you can see, we're carrying on with the old Mortis engine. Now, in 2 weeks' time, I won't be streaming on a Saturday evening because I am off over to Halifax to help look after a friend's farm while he goes and while they're going down to travel and visit family. So I won't be streaming on I think it's Saturday the 6th of next month, I'm afraid. So there you go, Marcus, you're going to get a night off. I'm sure we come to the end of this pot. So yeah, I'll be on Farmer Giles duty thing, but it's like their farm's their farm's actually a dog sanctuary. Or an animal sanctuary, I should say. So I'll be looking after that for just one night while they go and visit family. Then we've got Dorkosaurus in saying, hi Ross, Korra Pink, Sprue, Marcus and everybody in chat. Good evening, William, and welcome to the stream. We've got Marcus saying, Marcel D sends his regards. He is hitting the sack. Good evening, Marcel, and thank you very much. And then you got Marcus saying hi to Dorka, and you got Michael Naven saying, hello, Panzer, Dorkosaurus, Korra, and Sprue. Marcus saying, I guess I will be building alone. Yeah, I suppose we can always set it up so you can actually stream on your own if you want. We've got Dorkosaurus asking, Ross, what are you painting, working on, building? This is the Mortis engine. At the moment, I'm just doing the shields and everything like that. So that's one of them there. And I'm just playing around with different colours in there. But what it is I'll get a picture of it somewhere. Or what it's supposed to, well, what they say it's supposed to look like. But it's nothing to what I'll probably end up leaving it like. Ah, there it is. So yes, pushed up a little bit. Moving me a little bit. There we go. So yeah, it is this thing. The Mortis engine from the Age of Sigma magazine. Now, basically, this one they've actually done a very plain paint surface there. Well, I'm changing all that because I'm going to actually change and put my own twist on the thing. So you can see it's like nickel hydroxide blue that's gone over the white. Now, I think that's just way too plain. So what I'm going to do is I'm using, again, the mixture of them two again, which is the X-ray flame and the Tesseract glow. So I use that one first as a base coat and then go over with the darker green. So then you give this sort of like texture of that sort of look on it. And the good thing is, I said that when you put like a blue light or black light to it, I should say, this actually glows. The actual green area should then glow. So yeah, that's what I'm actually building at the moment. But I'm mostly painting at the moment. I think we can get some of we could actually get some of the bits glued together, I suppose. Not them two together. There we go. We should have the two side pieces from here somewhere, or are they down the other area? I haven't actually finished these pieces yet, but that basically goes onto there like so. These bits then go onto there. Like so. So it looks something like that when it's together. Yes, my well, I'm actually, yeah, it's taken a while to actually get it done. Mainly because it's my own fault. We're adding more detail than what is actually on the kit. In it, as I said, like most of it's a plain white with just a wash over it. So I wanted to change it up a little bit and make it look a little bit different. Now, which one? I think that's the front one, that's the back one. Now this one sits. Good. Set off a minute. That one sits on the back, like so. And then we have that bit sitting in there. And then this bit actually sits at the front here, because there's other pieces that come over the side that connect onto it. So, and then that piece will sit at the front somewhere like that. So yeah, as I said, I'm just trying to follow a little bit of what's going on with this, and hopefully one of the side pieces here. That's one. Good. Come here, you. So this is one of the side pieces, and let's see. Yeah, you sit the back that way. So when this gets all connected, that one goes somewhere up here, like so, and that one comes out the back. So it'll just look something like that on that one. You've got Michael there saying, like your idea, Ross, much better. Well, I don't like plain model. And I prefer to put my own twist to things. It's your own imagination going into it. That's why I prefer doing things the way I do. But there's no conformity saying that you have to build or paint it that way. That's one thing I like about doing my Warhammer. I mean, I don't stick to what they say you must do. Yeah, probably don't go do well with some of the Warhammer community, but there we go, that's them. But not everybody wants to have the same looking piece all the time. Well, I wouldn't anyway. So I think in this one we do have the flames to do on there, which is what we're going to use these ones for. These are all contrast. So I'm going to start off with, where did we do it now? I think it was the Evander yellow that I started off with first last time. Quick take up. Now I'm just going to go over all the flamed areas. And then we're just going to build this up slowly. Then we'll also use the orange and then a blood red, and then we're going to go over the top of it with Newlin oil. That way it's sort of like a dark smoky look onto the flame, which is what I intend for it to look like. So that's that one, and then we can do this one as well. There we go, got the flames. Base coat as well, so that's a yellowish colour. These are the technical paints you can get. There are a lot of new technical paints now coming out, and so far as I know, they actually are quite nice ones by all accounts. There's a few new colours, so that should help. Now that's the yellowy in, and then we want the fragrant orange. So we're just going to move a little bit away from the base, and then we're going to go over with the orange. Now you've got like little bits at the base where the yellow is. I'm getting messages through now. My co-host Saturday. Yeah, you can do, mate. We can sort that out. if you want to join in. It's entirely up to you. So you got like now the yellow for the base pieces, and then it's moving up the flame up the piece, so it looks a bit better. Now I think what I might try and do is see if I can zoom in a little bit, just so you can see it now. Oh, no, it wasn't zoomed in by it. Yeah, it was. That's a shame. So yeah, you can see from there it's the flame working up, and then what I'm going to do now is when this one's dried out a bit more, I'll use the Blood Angels Red, which is another contrast paint but not a technical one. So yeah, I'm using, well, this one's actually a shade, that's a contrast, and that one's a contrast, but these are technicals. So there's lots of different things now coming up with let's see. You got also saying, unfortunately, I've missed several. Missed the real streams. I missed several streams. Stupid voice text. Oh dear. Then we've got Michael saying, "Plain is boring." It is indeed. And you got Marcus Bryn saying, "Need some spice or rainbows." Michael Owen saying, no rainbows nor singing. Yeah, definitely. I can't sing, so that's definitely not going to happen. What's going on here? We've got Marcus is just laughing. Then you got Michael Owen saying Monty Python. And we've got Marcus saying love it. Thank you very much. We're just going to go over the orange a bit on this one. I'm just letting the shade go into it, the deepest parts of it. So we've got like the flame from the yellow fading into the orange, and then it will go into the red. And then we'll just go over with the Nolan oil over the top. It's all dried out, so it's going to take a few minutes to dry that bit. So while we're doing that, we might as well do the lead bilger parts for the metal framework and everything on this one, because I've done it on that one, but not on this. So there we go. New needle boost. We've got some metal framework at the base here. Skulls attached to it, or skeleton I should say. That's all attached to it. And we're going to get this done like that. If people have missed the Saturday stream, you missed quite a good laugh. And there's also been okay, so For doing the flames, the way I do them, I start off with a base coat of white, and that's just when I primed it from. Then I use the contrast, which is the Evander yellow. That's what I've started off with. Then once that's dried, I'll then move slightly further up from the base of the actual flame work, and then use the Fugan orange. And then once that's all dried, I'll go over some of the tips of the actual flames with Blood Angel red. So it looks, where are we? I do have some already done somewhere. Where did I put you? I've already got a couple done. Oh, there it is. So it sort of looks like that in the end. Oops, sadly you don't get. Wait a minute. Let's stick this on. Can't really see that for some reason. Try adding a bit more light. Where are you? Just put that. There it is. So it looks like a. There we go. So it just basically looks like a flame coming through from the skeleton, and it works up. So that's how I've done flames anyway, and I don't mind it too much. And then I'll go over, once I've done all that, I'll highlight the edges with, where is it now, Wild Rider Red, which is a slightly lighter colour, but it then also highlights the edges of the flame, which I've got to do a bit more on this one yet, which is almost like doing a small dry brush, where at the moment you can't really make out the edge of the flame. So because the actual non-oil has actually dulled it down a bit too much. God, I've got a right froggy throat tonight. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Yep, definitely got a froggy throat tonight. I do apologise. So what I'll do now with this one, just to try and highlight these edges and that of the flame, bit of scrap paper. Ah, there it is. And it's somebody I've got an email to get a certain part that I need, and I'd lost his email. I've now just found it. This is handy. So what I'm going to do now is just literally dip the brush in. Yeah. Dry brush. Those edges, so that the darker recesses stay dark, so it makes it look like it's got a very good smoky effect. And then what we're dry brushing on, I want to way too much on that. Damn. Ugh, wasting a lot of paint. So now you can see the edges of the flame a little bit better. And that's how I actually get mine to look a bit more like flame. It's probably not the correct way of doing things, but that's just me. I just like playing around doing different things. And if it works, I'm happy. And I quite like the look of it, because I don't want it to be overly bright, because I'm trying to make my version of this a lot more darker and insipid, I suppose, the way they say it. So hence the reason why it's like I've done over the back pieces here with like I think it's with, oh there, not that one, I'll show you all, Korra green shade. Here it's sort of like a mossy look and everything like that. So it sort of like looks like mould growing on it. And the same with the stonework. And also like with that. So that's sort of like the given effect that I want, where it's like really dark and dingy and sort of like what you could imagine, I suppose, death would look like when it comes for you. So as you can see, that's how it all starts off, is like the base white, and then we go from there. So hopefully that's answered your question, Michael. You've got Mushroom saying looks really good, thank you very much. And we've got Michael saying hydrate Ross. Yes, well I do have a can beside me. So hopefully that'll help a bit. Now with this stonework I need Korra grain seed. So I'm just going to go over the stonework with that first. So this should give it just a darker look. And then what I'll do after, once it's dried, I'll go over with none oil. Sorry, Agrax Earthshade on this one, I think it is, if I remember rightly, the way I did it before. And that way it's sort of takes some of the darkness back, but it also makes it look dirty and dingy. Where's the big one? There it is. So that's nearly dried off. Oh, excuse me. A bit of beverage. Overall for drinking pop, I suppose. Well, any drink really. I think this one's actually a bit damp on some parts of it, but we do have the rest of the lead dust still on this one. Use a different colour. I think I actually used steel one, didn't I? Yeah. No, it was lead belcher. We'll just give them a couple of minutes to dry out a bit more, and then I can go over the red. So like I said, I'm not an expert doing this stuff. I just do whatever I like to do. We've got Michael saying corruption of life. Look right, Ross. But yeah, I just wanted something to, I suppose the way it's the way when I go through my dark patches, and it's how I see things. Sounds a bit morbid, I know, but it's how I come to see things occasionally. Where when I go through my dark patches, and it's sort of a way of interpreting that feeling down onto a piece of art like this. And that's what basically they are to me, just pieces of art. They're not they probably won't ever get onto a gaming table unless I sort of like decide to sell them. But I don't think anybody'd really be interested in what I paint anyway on buying wise, because it's in a way, I suppose it's like more left field than most people would think, and it probably wouldn't fit in. That's probably one of the reasons why I'd never probably end up doing sort of like commission work or anything like that, because it just ain't me. I mean, if a friend asked me to do them a piece and yeah, that's what they wanted, then yeah, I'd give it a go. I mean, and that's all. I mean, I don't sort of say, oh yeah, well, I'm a master painter or anything like that. I'm far from it. I try and keep to the easy way of doing things, but hopefully then pass those skills on to other people so they can actually then have that ability to do it the easier way than same way as I do, sort of thing, or sort of change it up to how they want it. Now this is actually going to look quite bright when it goes on. But when it goes with the non-oil and everything on it, the good thing about technical paints, you can actually move them up the piece you're doing, and it fades as it goes back down. So then you end up with flames like that at the moment. Like an orangey red at the top. It's just messing about with it until you're happy with what you've got. Once you're that happy, and you just leave it all to dry. Yeah, that's how I do my flame work. So hopefully that will help anybody else out there if they want to give it a go. That's how I find it. That's the easiest way I find doing it anyway. We've got JC Bricks and Builds in saying evening Ross and everyone in chat. Good evening James and welcome to the stream. And you've got Marcus saying hi to James, and you've got JC saying hi to Marcus, and then Michael's sort of saying hi to James, and then JC saying hi to Michael. Now when they're sort of dried out, I will go over with the non-oil, and over the skeletons I'll use Agrax Earthshade. So I find that gives it a better... Oh, that's Reichland, not that one. It's Cryptic. Where the hell have you gone? There he is. This is where I end up running out of space, and you end up working like a 2-inch space then, because you've got paints galore up there onto that bench light. So hopefully the bones will look something like that in the end. Now I'm still deciding whether or not to go over the bones with just sort of like little hints here and there of the Korra green shade. mainly because I think this makes it look as though it's got like a mould coming off the bones. That's the sort of way I'm thinking of doing it, but we'll see. So, Aggie wax. Go over to dull that, make it a little bit more aged. Skeleton by doing this. We've got little bits of bone sticking out and everything here and there. I just want to, them little bits as well. So, okay. So, yeah, there we go. So it's now looking a bit more oldie and mouldy, as I call it. Oldie and mouldy. Yeah. Look at something, isn't it? So I'm just using it as a reference to what I want to do. Let's go from that one. So it is. I'm going to get all over it. Yeah. So on these ones, we're also going to go Agrax Earthshade over the rest of the framework as well, which I forgot to do. Bigger brush. Losing the plot. Okay. We're just going to go over Agrax Earthshade over the whole thing now and let it settle into your nooks and crannies. I'm going to nice darker shade. We'll leave that to going out the actual agar actually gone into the grooves a bit more. Now, as I said, I will be going over with the Whaler Green shade over this one. Well, I can't remember if I used that one now. I know it's one or two, just to give it a more in-depth mouldy look. But then we also need the Pallid Witch Flesh, which is no, where are you? Pallid Witch Flesh, where are you? It was down here. Let's back up there. Ah, there it is. So we're needing that one next. The reason why I need that is to go over and highlight the edges on that piece. That might have gone a bit dark, really, that one. But we'll see. Yeah. So now that's practically dry, I can get the normal oil, which is there. Now, just to go over possible flames as well. Now this will probably take 2 or 3 coats to get the desired effect like I got on the other one. You never know. We shall see, as they say. So there we go. So now we've got a smoky flame. Once that's all dried, dry brushing of the Wild Rider Red. The Valkyrie. Is that what Marcus is saying? Yep. So I think I'll start planning the Valkyrie next. Well, yeah. I mean, I so happen to have one of them in stock. Or on the shelf. Where have I put it? There. Where is Valkyrie? No, that must be. It is. There you go, Michael. This is the Valkyrie. There you go. That's the Valkyrie. So yeah, spaceship basically, not just a plane. But we're going to be doing. Well, my one isn't going green. It's going to be different because I have a fascination with having things being crewed by penguins. And it's going to have American Marine markings on it. And then it's also going to have a penguin pulling a sled in the diorama. And the sled's going to be made out of crayons. Now, our American friends, when it comes to Marines and crayons, it's a in-joke sort of thing. And that's mainly because the crayon fits perfectly in the receiving chamber of the magazine of the M16 or whatever they're using now, the AR-15 or whatever. It actually fits into those cartridge magazines quite nicely. So yeah, we just take the mickey out of people that way really on that one. That's all drying up nicely. So we're going to go over with the non-oil again on this one. Mr. Penguin, yeah. I do like doing things like that. It's just something different, and it's not many other people think of putting penguins in charge of dangerous machinery. as I call it. Which is quite funny, really. There we go. So that's that piece now done. So when that's all dried out, as I said, I'll dry brush it. Might give it another coat of non-oil just to darken it down a little bit more, and then we'll see how we go from there. Michael Navy said, "Mr. Penguin." Yep. Now I have actually started another build. Now this is to go with my Penguin Crude Desert Land Rover. I don't know if many people have actually seen that, but it's actually pink. Yeah, and the uniforms of the penguins are pink. Let me just grab it quickly. Ooh. Oh, yep, here we go. As you can see, this is a pink Land Rover with white and black markings, and it's crewed by penguins. Now, believe it or not, the other piece that I'm doing at the moment is just a little bit brighter at the moment. So you've got your sunglasses handy, and there it is. It is a neon pink leopard. Now, as you can see, that crew on the Land Rover is at rest. So I'm getting a crew that will sit on top of the tank, and again they'll be at rest as well. So they're just going to sit there and relax, and it's going to go as part of the diorama. So yeah, so when it's all dusted up and weathered in to match in with this one, but yeah, something different. And then I'm going to hopefully get another Land Rover, and I'm going to hopefully get a maintenance crew person that will sort of like stand at the front, look as if he's looking down in the engine bay on that one. So yeah, that's what I've been working on, and that's the 1/35 Revell kit. Oh dear. So yeah, we've got Lorcasaurus is obviously laughing and enjoying it, and then you've got Marcus saying, "Oh no, penguins." Yep, the penguins strike again. And Lorcasaurus is Michael saying, "Mr. Penguin," and you've got Marcus saying, "Love it, Ross." There you go. And Michael Evans saying, "Penguin SAS." Yep, basically. And William's going, my eyes, it hurts." Yeah, I forgot to give a pre-warning of wearing your sunshades when that comes up onto the screen. I do apologise. But yeah, it's I like to do things that are sort of like out left field sort of thing and have fun. But it's like anybody says, it's your model, so you build it the way ever you want it. Plus the fact that I have a friend that's he loves penguins but hates pink. So that's probably one of the reasons why, it is one of the reasons why I've done it that colour. Just to wind him up. So, yeah. Yeah, we highlighted that piece already. Should be another one there somewhere. Have I taken it off the sprue? No, yeah. Yeah, I haven't even painted the damn thing yet. Use up we do, Ross. Okay. Now the only problem I've got is I remember which green I used. I'm not sure if it's that one. That looks a bit too light. Oh, look. Only in camo shade. Let's do a little test piece. Don't think it is. No, not that one. Urgh. It must be. Oh, I think I remember what I did. It is the green, but if I remember rightly, I dry brushed it. Michael's saying primary target will last about 30 seconds in battle. Dorcosaurus saying, well, it was good to see you, Ross, but I've got to go figure out what we're doing for dinner tonight. Hope everybody has a good afternoon and evening. I'll see you next time. Well, thank you very much, William, for being in. Much appreciated. Take care, have fun, and enjoy your din-dins, whatever you're having. And you got Michael Nova saying night Dorcosaurus, and then we got Marcus saying cheers, Dorca. Take care. Now, if I remember rightly, we went over this, but we did it as a dry brushing. Thinks. I think we'll find out. This is always the part I'm sort of like I get worried about, because I end up thinking that I've used the wrong colour because I can't remember, especially if I've not done the model for a couple of weeks, and then I'm sort of like worried that I've ended up destroying it. That's always the biggest worry. That's that one. Now, give that a few minutes to dry, and then we'll go over with the pallid witch flesh, and then I think I'm right, I did another coat of Agrax Earthshade over the top. So we'll see. Hopefully that'll work out a bit better. We will see. Oh dear. Dum-dum. You might just darken that down a little bit as well. So what I'm going to use is try. It's basically what I'm going to just basically testing things out, especially with this one. I can soon respray it and do it again. It's just something I want to try out. Make it look a bit dirtier, I think. Yeah, prefer that. Yeah, I think that looks a bit better. Now it's a bit darker. Before it was like too much glowy in the face, so I've used Reichland Flesh Shade just to go over it, and we'll see how that dries. This is the part I really enjoy when I'm doing this, because I do lots and lots of experimenting. Pallid witch flesh. Now this one I'm going to have to sort of like, actually I don't want that just yet. I want the Agrax Earthshade. And that should have it on like so. then what I'm going to do once this is all dried, I will go over with a dry brush of the pallid witch flesh. That should then sort of hopefully bring it into line with the other pieces. So I'll give that a minute to dry. But yeah, we're getting a few more different pieces in, like that one that's coming up. So try out with that one. Yeah, that's better. Like a really green colour then. Dorcas giving a thumbs up as he's leaving. We want this one. First of all, we want the agrax, as I said. Yep. There. Side. Get this bit done. One of the reasons why I like using acrylics a lot more, because you can literally handle the piece fairly quickly after you've actually painted it. Time to dry. Yeah, that one's drying out and it's looking, yep, it's looking about right. So we'll go over with the pallid witch flesh just to highlight the edges a bit more and make the bones sort of stand out a bit more from it. So that's that bit done, that's that bit done. So these three can go over there a minute. Now I will be doing some shading onto this as well, the skeleton parts, hands and arms, so they sort of match in with the rest of the model. Now this one, which I was messing about with at first, I've made it just a wee bit too dark, so I'm going to probably repaint that one again and then go over and start again on it. But yeah, that's pulled in nice areas now. Yeah, quite happy with that, it's turned out. That's that one drying. Might have gone a bit too dark on that one as well, but we'll see. We'll see how it fits in anyway. So what's everybody else got on their benches today then? I know I've only had, I've had what I've had on. I've shown you that. Yeah. Oh dear, excuse me. Okay, there. Mr. Yawn is stuck then. So as I said to you, if you want to see me build something different from Warhammer on it, please let me know. As I do have a Canis Rex now, as well as also, yeah, I forgot about this. I've got my little death card, Mythic Blight Hauler. So I've got that to do yet, and I'm just debating whether or not to actually stick to my Chaos sort of Space Marine colours, which is the sort of gunmetal blue, or test out my colour shifters on it. So that's a debatable one, that one. I also have a little called land speeder, I think it is. Yeah. So I've got that one as well. Marcus is just claiming on my bench a finished shack. Hey, he's finished it at last. Well done, mate. And it looks great as well. And also working on a 148 JAS or Jazz 39 Gripen. Very nice. So that's that one. Then I also have some Veneri blade guards. Now these are part of the Lumineth faction, which are like elvish people, really. So that's them ones. But I think the main dude behind it is this little fella, Mr. Canis Rex. So I might actually do an inbox review of this just to see how that goes over. Hopefully people enjoy it, and I will also be doing a short video of my chaotic little man cave setup at some point, because I can't remember. I think somebody did ask to sort of see it, and then they want to know where I store most of my stuff. Now, a lot of my figures at this very moment in time are being displayed in a shop, believe it or not. So stay there then. Canis Rex, yeah, he is a very nice kit. And then you got Michael saying that kit looks very intimidating in the least. Yeah, he's a big bugger. I think he sort of stands about that tall in the end when he's finished. So yeah, he's quite big. I've been after one for quite some time, and then I was very kindly sent one as a present, which is I won't mention any names who sent it, but yeah, I'm very, very grateful for it. So yeah, I suppose we're gonna. Oh, it's dried out now enough. Well, this one we should be able to go over with the pallid witch flesh. So we'll do that, and then hopefully we can call it a night for tonight, I think. Yeah, dry brush, there it is. Mind you, it usually helps you actually use a dry brush, not a bleeding one that's damp. And hopefully I won't have to go over. So yeah, that's now power. Where'd I put you? Oh, there you are. So yeah, that's sort of like blending in quite nicely together now. I'll probably go over just with a quick coat of Agrax Earthshade over that, just to sort of like dull down where the Toad Witch Flesh has gone a bit too much in some places. There we go. And it's just taking that overly bright edges off. So now it's sort of like weathered in a bit more. And that was a wee bit better. But yeah, I think that's going to sort of blend in quite nicely when it's all dried up. Yeah, quite happy with that so far. So we've got that one done. And you can see the flame is now all dried up now on that one. But we've got to go over with this one, haven't we? Wild Rider Red. No, that's the Evil Sun Scarlet. There it is. It's almost like an orangey red. So yeah. Again, we're going to have to dry brush this part onto it. See, we're going over with the Wild Rider Red on the edges. And when I've actually put the dark, like, non-oil into it, it's sort of like showing where the dark flame has been burning the flame actually further in. So it's just showing that part and showing the depth of the actual flame a lot better. I will take some photographs of the pieces I've done so far, and they will go onto my Patreon page. And then once it's been on Patreon for about a week, I will then release it onto the group and then disseminate it around other groups as they see fit to, do basically. So we've got, let's see, quick shot goes, change over the camera I suppose and go back up to face cam and scare you all. Boom, and there we go. Let's turn that one off. There we go. So we have got good last chat up on here. Thanks for the chat, everyone. Till next time, stay safe, and you too, mate. You take care. We got Marcus saying thank you for your stream, Ross. Much appreciated. Hey, you're very welcome. Hopefully, I might have shown you how not to do a few things. Marcus also saying cheers to Michael. And then we've got Panzer Puddy Tat saying bye all. See you later, Panzer. Take care, mate. So, what I'll say now is bye-bye for me. Take care, stay safe, and happy modelling. Bye-bye for now.